freshman Democrats and a fresh wave of anti-Semitism. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Watch Me Drive, where I talk and you are more anti-Semitic than most people realize. Now, most of the conservative pundits have already gone down the rabbit hole about this anti-Semitism. I'm going to give an overview of what's going on a bigger scale. In the left right now, there is this intersectional movement in politics, which people seem to control everything, and it's not the same type of hatred and festering anti-Semitism you would have seen in Nazi Germany. It's more of a observation that most of us sort of notice, like, man, there's a lot of rich people who happen to be Jewish, and a lot of influential people who happen to be Jewish. And that simple and rather factual observation leads to the conspiracy. And inside of the left right now is this very Marxist sort of influence. Dare I say the M word for all you snowflakes out there who are going to dismiss this as a right-wing conspiracy. But this notion of the redistribution of wealth and general sort of hatred and disdain toward the rich unintentionally creates a very anti-Semitic sentiment because Jewish people happen to be disproportionately wealthy. And this is just a matter of happenstance. It's no negative. It's, I guess, a good thing for them, but no negative conspiracy should be built upon that fact, but yet it is because of this general hatred of the rich advocating for redistribution. And here's why the Democratic Party and its members are not calling it out. How many Jewish people are there in America? Maybe 5 million, 3 million. I haven't looked at the census, but they are not a very large demographic in the United States when you can consider the number of people who could be possibly swayed with an anti-wealthy, more sort of a redistribution, socialist type of sentiment. And there lies the true evil, my friends. There it goes. Because when we turn a blind eye to evil, that's where it can fester and that's where it can grow. And right now, the members of the Democratic Party who are so hell-bent on calling out Trump for all of his ridiculous speech and language, which it admittedly is, but they are so hell-bent on calling him out that they will turn a complete blind eye to the anti-Semitism inside of their own party. This new wave of fresh faces, the freshman Democrats, are getting so much airtime and press that every other Democrat politician is afraid to take a shot at them lest they lose the support of the people. These are facts, ladies and gentlemen. And it'll be interesting to see what happens inside of the Democratic Party in the next year, because if these comments, these anti-Semitic comments, go as unchallenged as they have been, I think we'll see a general rejection of the Democratic Party on the grounds of hypocrisy. I think already Republicans are completely disillusioned with Democrats, and more than they ever have been. It used to be just political differences. Now there's like this, it just seems to be worse than it ever has been. And even independents are getting sick and tired of this radical left movement, the snowflake culture, the intersectional politics, the identity, virtue signal, all that. They're sick and tired of it because they feel like, at the very least, it just lacks substance. It's a played out trope. And if we're going to live in a multicultural society, then someone who happens to be a minority has the responsibility and obligation of being more than just their identity. And that's the thing here. That's the main criticism of someone like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, is we say, yes, a multicultural society is great, where a young Latino woman from Brooklyn can be a congresswoman. That's great on the face of it, but she still has to be scrutinized in the same way that we would scrutinize anyone who was up for that position. And instead, it seems like she's been shoved down our throats and has a team of apologists working around her. Guys, go out there and read this Green New Deal. Actually read it. Actually get into what she is talking about and suggesting. And either one of two things are true. Either she is completely delusional, both idealistically and economically, or she is playing to her strength of being the Mary Sue who's going to get the contingent of defenders. And it's like, well, yeah, sure, Mary Sue wants to do something really ridiculous and we can't do that, but we have to do something, right? Well, yeah, guys, we do. Mary Sue says it's going to end in 10 years. And the evil Republicans, they're not going to let us do it, but we got to do something. I mean, it's really that simple. It's really that simple. It's cartoon bullshit, ladies and gentlemen. And are we going to let our politics be run by cartoon bullshit? Or are we going to come alive as the American demographic and educate ourselves and say, okay, these are the problems we have. These are the reasonable solutions. Are we just going to fall down this rabbit hole of awful, ignorant candidates who pull at your heartstrings on the most remedial subject? It's just everything is awful, ladies and gentlemen.